Last topic. Now, Matt is in between video game generations. He's been getting close to eventually getting his next console, and you have a PS3 now. You've talked about getting a PlayStation 4, but recently you also were close to potentially getting an Xbox One, which, don't get me wrong, both systems are great. I thought it'd be fun to have a conversation about what Matt should get for a system. And obviously, both systems are great. PlayStation is trouncing Xbox as far as sales, but even Xbox sales by itself, if you take PlayStation out of it, is selling very well, better than the 360. And both of the systems are awesome. But I thought it'd be fun to have a non-subjective conversation about what would be a good system for you. So basically, to sum it up, what's better, PS4 or Xbox?
Yeah.
That's not going to get any kind of polarizing views off of YouTube, right? What's the superior system? Dan?
Going to have to defer to ColecoVision.
Yes, ColecoVision by far.
Clearly, I didn't word the question very strongly. Or clearly. My bad. PlayStation 4 or Xbox?
Well, you know me. I'm a PlayStation 4 guy.
Yep.
Sony, they tend to have the content that I want. Again, I'm not an extreme fanboy in either one way or the other. But
why PlayStation?
Originally, yes, is because Square Enix, they publish a lot of their games through there, and that's just kind of my publisher. So, so again, there's comparability between the two of them, but definitively, I can't tell you to get one more or one over the other.
Bullshit! This is YouTube. Everyone's got an opinion. This is your chance to voice it and get a whole bunch of people that love you and say you're right and pat in the back, and then all the hateful comments you get, you just ignore that shit. That's how the internet works.
Well,
subscribe.
Let me give you where I'm at in the whole process. So the reason I was thinking about getting an Xbox last week is the price of the Xbox S has really dropped. Xbox One S, I'm sorry, has really dropped. But then again, I mean, in that same light, so has the PS4. Really, to me, I mean, they're kind of both the same. It's going to come down to content ultimately.
Yeah.
It's the games I want to play, the titles I want to see. Affordability is really not an issue anymore because, I mean, at this point, they're cheaper than a Switch.
Yeah, they're both kind of on close range in the pricing where they're basically parity. You know, it's funny. Let's actually talk about some of the reasons that would make up a good decision for you and why that would be. We've got graphical power. Let's start with that one. I think that they're both comparable, right? I mean, have you ever seen us? I love it when they show
side by
side. Have you ever seen a difference where you're like, well, fuck that, I'm getting the other one?
Yeah.
Really? They're comparable. I think they look great. There's not one game that I've seen on one console versus the other where I'm like, well, feel bad for you getting version, whatever you got. So power, I don't think is an issue. Would you agree? Because they're comparable. Price, they're basically about the same. Right, give it like $20 to $30, and for a console you're going to have for 5 to 6 years, I think that price would be considered negligible. So last, I think it comes down to two things, but maybe more. Let's see if you guys can think of any other big reasons. You're right,
Subscription service.
Say what?
Subscription service.
Yep. Okay, we can talk about
that. That's the reason I didn't go to it.
We can talk about that too because both of them have it. Both of them have subscription service that you can choose to opt in or out. Yeah, let's talk about. Okay, let's start with that one since you brought it up. PlayStation Network versus Xbox. We don't use either one because we don't pay for the online stuff. I'm not a big online gamer. I do like playing the Battlefront when that comes out, but I mean I can always get like a month for like $7 if I want to play Battlefront for a while, but not enough to play. I just don't. I'm not big on the multiplayer games. I would rather play Uncharted or Zelda Horizon Dawn by myself or maybe something co-op with someone in the room, but I don't really care too much about playing online with someone. There's been times where I've had fun with it. I played Call of Duty with someone, and that can be fun, but I don't get that big into it. What to you would be the important things as far as an online service that it would either have to have, or would you don't even give a shit because you wouldn't get either one?
I don't know. I like playing Call of Duty. I like those games. I haven't bought one for a while, but the big reason for me to not go to the Xbox One initially was something they started in 360 where you had to have that online service component to play online.
Right. Because both of them do now.
That was a huge detractor for me. Yeah, now they both do. Neither one is backwards compatible.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean
as far as for my PS3, Xbox 360 games.
Oh, right.
So I mean that's I guess that's a stalemate there.
Well, that's because the Xbox One does have a lot of backwards compatibility with their games, with the 360. I mean, they started rolling that out last year, game by game, and now they're over, what is it, 100 that work?
Because initially they weren't supporting any.
No,
of that
initially they did not.
compatibility.
That was a big thing that they announced last year at E3, that Xbox One, and they had to do it as a game-by-game basis.
Doing the Xbox Pass?
No, that's separate. Xbox One, not universally, because they have to like just do some tweaks on each game, and depending on what games use what engines, it's not like a universal thing. But no, they announced last E3 that Xbox One was going to start backwards compatibility with 360 games. And actually, let me pull up the whole list. And I think that there's over 100 now Xbox One backwards compatibility games. Let's see how many there are. So if you do have a bunch of Xbox 360 games, that would actually be a check mark probably in the Xbox One column. Here we go. Compatibility. I want the list of all of them. That's from Games Radar. I don't know. We'll keep talking about the online service while I look this up.
All right. Well, and I know like something that Dan just mentioned is they got the Xbox Game Pass that hasn't come out yet, but is coming out.
Yeah, Netflix style, rent what you want, download the full game, unlike PlayStation's now
as many games as you want.
Yeah.
What the Switch should have done.
Right. Yeah, I know. No shit, right? I don't.
They haven't said how much that's going to be though.
$10 a month. $10 a month. I don't have a number.
I'm wondering how the game makers are feeling about that though.
I don't know. This is new territory. I mean, we talked about this as a potential possibility. I think someone really handsome brought it up on the show a couple of months ago. You can scrub through the episodes to find out who that individual was. But obviously, the games are going to change, month by month. You know what I mean? They'll cycle some stuff in and out. I mean, obviously, they couldn't do it without the publishers behind it, for licensing rights. Yeah. So they must be getting a good deal out of it that I would assume would make them happy. I don't know. I mean, I think that there's going to be a market of some people that would love doing that, and then they get to change up their library, and if there's games they really want, they can buy too. And I think that there's some people. I mean, would you ever use that service? I'd probably just stick to the handful of games that I really love.
Yeah.
Play. You know what I mean? I just don't play enough.
I mean, that still is kind of appealing, though, the price point. And I think even then you still get a discount if you decide to buy into any of the library games.
It sounds like a great value. Yeah. I can't wait to see how PlayStation counters that, because that PlayStation Now service they got that streams the video of the game you're playing with the latency of it being processed somewhere else. Fuck you. Like, I don't care how fast your internet is. I'm not going to sacrifice one pixel, that Horizon Zero Dawn, to be compressed and sent over the internet to play as a video stream. To me, that's just stupid, but that would be their comparable asset. So, like, as far as network service, and I guess we can count backwards compatibility, and because each game that you put in for 360 that is compatible has to download a quick update to let it run, but then it'll run just fine the same way it did on the 360. How would you compare PlayStation Network versus Xbox One? Which one would you prefer?
Well, I know the PlayStation Network a lot better, and I know that if you just have your season pass or your monthly pass, that there's free games every month you can get.
Both of them do that.
Now, I guess kind of interesting, obviously, with the Game Pass thing. I don't think it's something I would take advantage of.
Right. I'm
not that kind of a gamer. That died with me when Blockbuster went away. and not that the two are related at all, but I mean about my maturity level at that point. Once Blockbuster was gone, I wasn't renting movies and video games anymore.
Right.
It wasn't something I did. Yep. The biggest thing with me, and what would probably drive my decision, is that every component I have in my house is a Sony component.
Does that matter?
I have a Sony TV, Blu-ray.
So are you just talking about as far as brand loyalty, or there's a technical aspect that would be a benefit there? Because I mean, that sounds like brand loyalty, which is cool, but so what?
It's easy setup in a way. I know that a remote control for my Sony TV works on the Sony TV upstairs. Blu-ray remotes were universal.
Oh, no, dude, I hear that. That's awesome.
Easy use.
How would, like, the Sony TVs or whatever you have now make the PlayStation work better or more seamlessly than the Xbox One? Okay.
It wouldn't.
See, I just destroyed his point. This is why we would have been
great
in the
debate
debate
team. Having
team.
matching things.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's an answer I can get behind. Do you even plan to use either of the online services when you get your next system?
I don't know. Maybe if I got back into playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I bet you when the new Star Wars movie comes out this Christmas, I think is probably when they'll put out the next Battlefront, which thank God will have a fucking one-player campaign. I know that we can bitch at DICE for doing that, not doing that with the first one, but you know,
they got a deadline to work.
They had a deadline, and for making that amazing of a game as quickly as they did, we kind of got to give them a pass on that one. But the fact that this one's going to have a one-player mode, this would be fun to play you on Battlefront over the internet. That would actually be fun.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about these networks too, is like you can start and stop whenever you want to. I mean, it might be cheaper to do a year pass, but if you want to just do it for a month or a couple, you can do that. Probably not a big, I'm assuming that's not a big decision maker there for you though, one console or the other. So let's talk about
not really, no.
Last thing I think, unless I forgot something, content, exclusive content. Call of Duty's on all the systems, right? Yep. Your Assassin's Creed, I don't know if you play stuff like that's on all the both systems. So what are some of the exclusive contents on both console that might make a decision? And since I'm also a PlayStation guy like my brother, I can't remember a lot of the Xbox exclusives other than they got Tomb Raider first. Mm-hmm. They got Gears of War. What'd you say?
Titanfall.
Is that just Xbox? Okay.
Xbox and PC.
Okay, Titanfall, and then Forza. I'm not into the racing games. Last thing I played was Gran Turismo 4 back in college.
I played the first one when it came out on the original Xbox.
But, I mean, when it comes to PlayStation exclusives for me, the stuff that would make the decision for me, the Uncharted collection in high def, 60 frames a second, especially Uncharted 4 in that system, and by far what I would consider a system seller. You know, you talk about getting Zelda for the Switch. I might be one of those guys that definitely wouldn't do that right away, but maybe at some point when the price comes down, you get like a $200 Switch bundle with Zelda. Ben's getting aroused.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn. After watching you play that, I was wondering if it was going to be too complex for me. Ben knows I like my stuff stupid and simple like Zelda. Holy shit. System seller. This game is, I know you did a review last week. I can't get there. I still not only is the control and the story's great and all this stuff, but there are still so many moments. Our other brother Alex was over today, and he was watching while I was playing that, and there was like twice that I stopped because I wanted to take a screenshot. There's so many moments where I'm just in awe. My God, I can't believe games can look like this and play this well, and there's so much amount of polish on it. And I tell you what, of all games where you get to handle a bow and arrow, I've never had more fun using a bow and arrow than this game ever. I mean, this game is what I would call like a perfect 10, and I feel bad for any game that comes out in 2017 on the PlayStation, how you're going to match up to this. But holy shit, this is like it. After playing this game just the past couple days, as a friend to you, I feel like I have to tell you, get a fucking PS4, cut out any notions of Xbox One. Sorry for you Xbox fans out there. Yes, it's a great console. I don't care. Fuck it. You have to get a PlayStation 4. You have to get Horizon Zero Dawn right away. And everything else in your life becomes secondary. Okay, I know you got kids, a family, job, all that type of stuff. But this game is fucking amazing. And you just never want to stop playing it. And you could just pop in and out if you wanted to for like 20 minutes or half an hour and go into the forest and hunting. But there's so many times where even when I saw you starting to do some of the side quests, I'm like, shit, here comes the Witcher aspect where there's going to be too much to do. I'm going to get lost. No, all the side quests, unlike how a lot of other games, when they have side quests like, I really need to get a working shovel, so you're going to have to go to talk to 10 different people and exchange stuff so I can get my shovel. And you just don't give a shit about the side quest. You just want it done to get the experience, to level up or get an item or whatever it is. All of these side quests tie into more story of the game that adds to it. And I never feel like, oh shit, something else I got to do. There was some times where I'm just watching the moonlight as it's shimmering through the trees, and I'm like, God, this is crazy gorgeous. And then all of a sudden the storm comes in, and it's not like the rain from yesterday. Now this rain is blowing hard and it's going horizontal and I can barely see, and I'm like, oh shit, well I gotta go get these boars over here, because we all know from South Park the best way to level up is killing boars. And to experience, you don't even get XP for killing boars, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, a little
We
bit.
should see. No.
yeah. We should. Someone do the math on that one and put that in the comment section.
But I was so excited to jump into all these different landscapes that look so different and see all these robotic animals. And there were times where I just started migrating into the forest, and it's kind of dark, and I'm watching the moonlight cascade over all these individual blades of grass rendered everywhere. There's no loading times. The scenery is gorgeous, and all of a sudden I just start having fun hunting turkey and boars and rabbits and foxes, and it was awesome. Like, I was having so much, and then, the giant robot animals come, and they're cool too. Yeah. And then you learn how to, and that's probably my last point I'll say on this, but when you're fighting those robot animals, you can do it 20 different ways. You could play the game completely different than I play it different than Dan does. There's the armor, you can go from underneath, or there's different weaknesses. I mean, if you want to just go in and Rambo and just hack away, you can do that. I like taking the stealth approach, so I'm up on a perch way up high, trying to peel off their armor until they see me, and then I don't know. You have to get this game. You have to get a PlayStation 4.
This is what it all.
I started the topic, and I'm going to end it. The answer is PlayStation 4. Isn't that cool, dude? We came to a conclusion. This is done for you. What other points do you have to add? Anything?
Just kind of what you're going. Go with your heart. Go where the content is that you want.
Appreciate that.
What are you leaning towards?
Probably the PS4.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you would have said Xbox, I would have said to each their own, then we would have hung up on him. Well, fuck this. We just can't.
You just broke up the band,
This isn't going to work.
Conversation is over.
Yeah, I was going to say, for exclusive content, besides the stuff that you can get on both I mean, it doesn't even really compare, does it? PlayStation does.
Well, I mean, it kind of depends on. Again, I'm just pulling off a basic listing of what they provide. There's really not, aside from Zero Dawn and a couple other AAA titles.
God of War.
Yeah.
That'll be big.
Yeah, God of War's one.
There's a lot of
Metal Gear used to be exclusive.
Metal Gear 5. I still haven't played that, but that's supposed to be amazing. Mm-hmm. Kojima's swan song.
The Resident Evil games used to be.
They're on all consoles
PlayStation
now.
only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last Guardian. Have you even played Last Guardian yet?
No, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, dude, go PS4.
Well, I think Borderlands is what I'm into right now. I think that's on both.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool. So it kind of sounds like we've solved your dilemma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this show by saying, first of all, you're welcome. I know that was a difficult decision.
Greatly appreciated.
That it sounds like you were already leaning towards and we're going to do anyway, but it's much better that we put emphasis on the fact that we helped him make that decision because of our inputs. Again, you're welcome. That's why we do this show, man. Not just to benefit our viewers with our bullshit talking about nothing, but to impart this wisdom on each other.
Yeah. I almost feel like we should have that after school moment. Like I was the one that was leaving the group because I was changing my views, and then you guys brought me back.
I need to work on some title aspect where we have the shooting star and the more you know, and there's an animation of Matt getting slapped in the face, and now he's like, okay. That's why people keep coming back, all 12 of you. We appreciate your views. Cool. Well, anything else you guys to have on the Xbox versus PlayStation decision-making process?
Just the only real downside with the PlayStation is just they've had issues with PlayStation account security in the past.
Oh, use two-factor on everything what you do. Always use two-factor authentication.
But other than that, happy gaming.
No, I appreciate it.
Kind of cool. We've kind of hit a pivotal point here where we've actually made a major decision. What's better, Xbox or PlayStation? And I'm sure everyone's going to agree with that on the internet too.
Exactly.
Positively.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think we just need to get the word out now.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
The followers will start
the
coming.
The people need to know.
Yes.
Cool.
This is going to become the gospel.
Yeah.
So you're almost done with where we'll do the Game of Thrones Season 3 reaction here in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a fun discussion. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Kind of uneventful season.
Right now, the episodes are kind of at that precipice where we can kind of see, because I just finished 8.
Okay.
Nice. Good.
So I finished the wedding with Sansa and Tyrion.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, and then Joffrey's little motivational speech at the reception. Sansa. Yeah.
That. Save it for the reaction, man.
Okay.
This is liquid gold that you're spewing out there right now. Yeah, that'll be cool. We'll do that up there in the next couple of days for those of you that have been wanting that too. So cool. Anything else you guys want to end off the show with?
Have a good week, I guess.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 16 of Fractured Focus, the show where we obsess about everything from geek culture to nerd news, along with random topics for discussion. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends as we post a topic of the show each day of the week, usually Monday through Thursday. Depends whenever we can get the audio visual done. We have hiccups from time to time. Hopefully this one, the audio worked for the first time in like 3 weeks. That's been fun having the speakerphone voice going for a couple times where I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, you can. It's not as bad as it could have been. So anyway, no, I think that's it. Until next time.
All right.